Yo, 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 what it do? What it do? It's your boy, old boy, checking in. Tonight, content is going to be the real story behind the Netflix movie, The Perfect Neighbor. I haven't personally got a chance to actually watch the movie. I kind of want to see what's going on before I ever actually watch it. I hear it's a crazy, crazy story. I got some content behind it. And from what I've saw so far, it's been real crazy. But we're not going to wait till nobody check in. We're going to go on and get right into it. You come in, make sure you hit that like button. Engage in the content and let me know what you think about this situation as well. It is the story behind The Perfect Neighbor of the Netflix movie that's out streaming now on Netflix. We're going to go on and get into it.
She said there's an old white lady.
Right here? Do you have your trauma bag?
There is still someone with a gun. She's inside.
Okay.
Where?
Sounds like some privileged stuff going on.
Where? Ex-military. She's in that house, bro. That apartment. Right here. This first apartment. I need like a 49
This will be the actual body cam footage.
Wake up! Wake up, baby! Wake up!
Oh, wow.
Wake up! Hey, baby, wake up!
We need to do CPR real quick.
Baby, wake up!
CPR.
Baby, wake up!
Let me see. Do we have any pulse? Do we have any pulse?
Trigger one.
We got a pulse! We got pulse! I'm in front. All right. Sheriff's office, come outside with your hands up! This is the Marion County Sheriff's Office, come outside with your hands up! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Where's your gun at? You got hands? You got hands? You're going to be detained. Is there anybody else in the house?
There's somebody else in the house. Can I just get my
No,
daughter?
no, not right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
You're not under arrest. You're being detained.
Okay, I understand.
Come over here.
Wait, please close the door. I have two cats inside.
Hold
I
on.
don't want the cats to run out.
Oh my God!
Med bag. Get my med bag. Start giving first aid. The police bag. Green shoulder bag.
What's Trump missing with that?
Here. Go assess the person now. Okay.
You're fucking done! In your house!
She's still with us.
Here. Move. She's got a pulse. Move. She does. Here.
Yeah.
She's got a pulse. Where's the gunshot? Right here.
What did you sue her with?
Here.
Probably like a 22 or something.
Oh my God!
She said she has a pulse.
No exit, yes.
She's got pulse.
Very
She said
faint,
she's got
very
pulse.
faint, very faint. There's no exit.
Bro, this lady's been planning to do this for the longest time, bro. Cops on this fucking woman for fucking ever.
Oh my God! Hold the flashlight.
I got it. Where's she shot at?
In her
Right
ear.
here.
Right here.
Chest. Right here. Right side of chest. Okay. There's no exit.
Chest shot.
Who over there was here?
Bullets through a launch down.
Yeah, I don't see the blood yet. It's probably like a 22 or something.
I got her baby.
Get my phone! Get my phone!
Can you leave the number? Can't talk about medical bag.
They're in my house.
Just one second.
That's the mother right there. That's her mother right there. Hey, boss man, keep the light over here.
Yeah, I know you're upset. Focus on CPR, man. Let me do the rest. We're together. Murder, not harder.
She's the neighbor.
Oh my
Can
God.
you fucking imagine if this was our kids?
I am doing all this right now.
No, Virgo.
Austin, take a few steps back.
It was like the
Keep going
cop trying to
right
get CPR.
If you need to switch out, let somebody know. Got you.
All right, hold on. Let me cut so I can see her where her hands are.
Oh my
Yeah, all
God.
right, bye.
Kids are saying that they only heard one shot.
It's not the single. Okay. Good.
I knew it. I knew when I seen them over here playing today. I said she was all acting ass.
We always
bro.
call the cops on this woman. They won't do nothing about
I
her.
seen the kids playing, bro. I knew it.
You guys are positive there was no exit wound? Yeah, I checked it. I didn't see
Shine your light in
anything.
the bag for me.
Oh
Here.
my God.
Here. Let me roll her over. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, trick her back.
No, any exit.
No.
No exit.
Oh God, drive a great truck.
Man, people actually crazy. Like a neighbor, entitled neighbor that was kept harassing the kids. I know a little something about it. Like I said, I haven't watched the movie yet, which I plan on watching. Probably gonna watch it after this. I'm pretty sure. I want to get the raw facts before I actually watched it. Someone told me about it and put me on the story, so I said, you know what? Let's check it out.
Bro, this is fucking crazy. All right.
Oh girl, drive a great truck. They got it right there. Man, come on now, bro. For some kids, boy. For kids,
And you said there's no exit?
No, I didn't see one unless it's in another spot.
Damn, and the kids was over there. They weren't even open here. They sitting right there watching them all day.
Yeah, hold this flashlight. I'm gonna scan her legs real
Yeah.
quick.
Oh my God.
I have no idea.
I'm over stay with it.
Hey, can you go show medics where we're at so they don't get confused?
Right here.
Over here.
Dunmore Station, still 1033.
Stay with them, boo.
All right.
Stay
Stop
with
for a
them,
second.
boo.
Check pulse. Check her pulse. How long has she been down?
Maybe it's not even 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
I can feel her pulse. I can feel it. I felt
No.
it's very faint, but I feel it.
No exit wound. No.
It was
She has
faint.
one small
It
wound
sounded like
here.
a 22 or something.
Bro, for the kids playing, bro. The kids
Right here, we still
playing.
need to clear it. It sounded like a 22 or something. You ready? Mary Kay?
I wonder why they got the house blurred out.
Do any of y'all have crime scene tape? Yeah, I do. I got it. We'll see it.
Okay, put it right here. Hey, there's a little boy by my car. He's the one that was the primary witness.
Okay.
Yeah, a little boy life when he messed up.
Show me which one you were referring to.
I told him to hang out by my car.
Where's my phone? Where's
should have been in jail. He should have.
Hey, get your ass in the house now. Let's go.
Did you see him? How you holding up, ma'am? Give me a second. She's gonna be in there in a minute. Will you put her handcuffs in front? Yeah. There you go. Take it. I do.
When you put her handcuffs in front, she gonna be in there for a
Step
minute.
out for me real quick.
Hey, unalive from now. Well, I tell you, you can't make this up, man.
All right, I'm gonna move your handcuffs to the front. All right.
On the road, the anyone has to get out.
Please off my house.
We were gonna secure your house.
Okay.
All right, let me see your.
right.
Lay it together like you're praying.
Okay. All right. In my pocket is my keys for the house.
We'll grab those in a second. All right.
Yeah, because there's too much stuff in my. I don't want anybody to know the gun.
No one is gonna go inside. All right.
Okay. All right.
Are you-
Actually, I don't know where my keys are. Shit.
All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out. All right.
All right.
She had been checked before she got in the car anyway. She had her keys on anyway. See the difference? Crazy.
I was outside. Okay. I can tell you what I heard too. The kids were playing outside earlier, right?
Yeah, it seems sad. I heard about it. I haven't even watched the movie yet. Probably gonna watch it tonight, or know I'm gonna watch it. I've heard about it and I've like schemed through it, and it seems like it's sad. So I couldn't watch it all the way through. Is it that bad? Jeez. All right, thank you for the heads up. Most definitely.
In his yard. And yes, ma'am. And one of the little kids, he left his iPad on the ground. And I guess the old white lady that shot the lady, she grabbed his iPad and she threw a roller skate at him. And he went, or she came out with the umbrella too and was trying to swing at him or some shit like that.
Okay.
And then,
Is that what you heard or is that what you saw?
that's what I heard.
Okay, well let's just focus on what you
Okay.
saw.
And the only thing I heard was her knocking on the door pretty loud, right?
Who
And
was
then
knocking on the door?
The lady that got shot, right?
She was knocking on the other lady's door.
Yeah, like to see what went between the two kids, you know, like
Wait, did
between
you,
her
did
and
you
the
see
kids.
anything or
You gotta talk to the kids. You gotta talk to the kids. You gotta talk to the little kid and the older one.
Okay.
But all I heard was knocking and then a gunshot. That's it. There were no fighting, none of that.
But you didn't actually see anything?
No, sir.
No? Okay. All right. Thanks, my man. Stay around in the area. If we need you, we'll let you know, all right? I appreciate it.
It's the biggest for me as a mother. I felt every pain and cry. Man,
They did. They took their
This is supposed to be one of the kids that saw it? Where is he?
Bravo, 27 Mary, 65, 1050.
This is him right here?
hey, Passion B, how you doing? Thank you for coming through.
Pulling into the Bellevue Christian Academy, Florida 28.
What's going on, my man?
Here at Quebec, India 18 on a white Mazda.
All right, first,
Here, give me this. Okay, relax. Nothing happened. You're good.
what's your name? How much you need? It's all right. You can take a deep breath. Take as long as you need.
Reclínate aquí de la unidad. Recuéstate ahí. There you go.
I heard a lot of this redacted. So that's what you're seeing right now. Why it's quiet.
Truth and a lie?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a truth and a lie?
One's right and one's wrong.
Okay, so if I said that my uniform is the color blue, is that true or is that a lie?
It's a lie.
If I said that the sky is blue, is that truth or a lie?
It's truth.
Okay.
I wonder if that guy that was standing there is this a guardian of his or not, because the cop should not be speaking to this child without. Or is that his mama laying there that she unalive? All right, let's go.
When you tell me how like you start your day. Like when you wake up in the morning, what is your routine?
When I wake in the morning,
Yeah.
I
Bro, come on, really?
either take out my dogs or
Okay.
eat breakfast, or I go outside to see if anybody's outside so I can play with them.
Okay. And what about? Okay, so you have like a morning routine that you have. All right. So tell me what you saw here tonight.
I didn't see much. We were playing around. I was on my electric scooter,
Okay.
and then my friend's mom got mad. My friend's mom got mad at the lady
This what's up, Passion.
because she took something. I don't know.
Your friend's
Appreciate
mom
Yeah,
is which one was your friend's mom?
my friend's mom was right there.
The one laying on the ground.
The one that was laying on the ground.
Okay. So that was your friend's mom. She got mad because
What?
the other lady had taken.
So where's his mom?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
And
after
she
that?
gave it back.
The other lady gave it back.
Yes, and then my friend's mom, she came and banged on the door, her window,
Okay.
slide door. That she banged on that, and then the door.
Okay.
And then I was on my electric scooter right here, and then I don't know where I hear a big bang.
Okay.
I was running.
Did you actually see anybody with any kind of gun, anything like that, or did you just hear?
I was here.
Okay. What did you?
Why are they doing that? Regular police officers, for the most part, is not equipped to deal with a child and this type of trauma. Like they have special officers for this, and it's normally not done on the scene. That lady's like still laying over there, and they quit. Like, but let's go. All right, I'm here for facts and not feelings. Let's go.
You see after that?
I don't know. I came outside and I saw my friend's mom on the ground.
Okay. Good job. Alrighty.
He got some comfort.
Was this the when you were
No,
referring to?
it's not.
Okay. She might be talking to them over there. Alright. You guys will be around, right?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay.
Shout out
have
to
ID
him
on
for
you?
standing in place. Man.
Alright.
Got our crisis intervention specialist coming as well.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just my kid. He went into the house.
Okay.
He was all panicking and scared. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, I see him all. So no, well, he was having a hard time explaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened? I mean, I heard before that. I heard something like
Yeah.
like a 22.
Yeah.
That went off, and I'm like, I mean, obviously, I know when I hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, when he said that, I put 1 and 2 together. I'm like, whoa, let me see. So I'm walking out. I see everyone going crazy. The kids crying over there.
Sergeant, say get everybody's information. Do not do interviews. Major Crimes are gonna do the interviews. Okay. So just gather. Get all his information. His son's information.
I already got it all.
We gotta go get other people's information.
I need to get the suspects.
We got his address and phone number.
Yes, sir.
We might not need to go pretty late.
No, that's fine, man. I mean,
We want to get all the answers to this.
yeah. And I'm just letting you guys know. This neighborhood here is hot. It's always hot. You know, there's a lot of things going
I
on.
come through here as much as I can.
But the reason why I'm saying it is she's not safe coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
I
think
I don't give a shit about her. You know what I mean? But
I got you, my man.
yeah.
All right, if we need anything, we'll come knock, all right?
That's a neighbor knowing how the neighborhood
Yeah,
works.
I'm gonna get
You're
her
not taking her
43.
life. It wasn't gonna be good for her to come back.
Hello.
Come back anyway.
All right.
Sounds like she a cold-blooded murderer.
What is your first name?
Susan,
Susan.
correct.
Middle name?
Louise, Louise.
Louise.
Yes.
What's your last name?
Lawrence, Lorin, C as in cat, Z as in zebra.
Lorincz. That's correct.
I had skimmed through this one. Got a lot of redacted stuff in it, so it's gonna be a lot of moment of silence. Then I have some footage of her actually in front of the judge on trial.
All right.
I got all his information.
You got both sons? Yeah. Was any of the other kids out there?
I don't really know. The ones I've all talked to here said no. It's just these two. Oh my God. Oh, it needs to be rough. Say thank you. Oh my God.
You holding up pretty good?
Yeah, she's fine.
Just check on her like every 2-3 minutes. Just lay eyes on her.
Yep.
Do you know who's watching over her son?
They want me to notify things, or they want us to notify his dad. His dad.
Is their dad part of their life?
Yeah.
Do we know that information?
Yeah, dad's part of their
Do we
life.
have
He
dad's
just-
information?
This one over here.
Alright, she's got the crime scene I can take over the crime scene while it's coming here anyway. As long as someone comes to get there like me, that's perfect. Yeah.
We just need, like I said, we just need to keep an eye on the floor. If she's in there, we got people.
You got a trainee right here.
Listen, he's got the suspect in his car. He can't take this. That's because he's going to have to know.
I got one. Hey, go to my car. In the paperwork box, look through, find a crime scene log.
and just sit in the car with her and start a report.
All right.
You just have all the information you have to report. All right, let me take a picture of your information. He's gonna sit in the car with her with the crime scene log.
Denver's got
I'll give it to you.
information.
Show him the
I have some of my car.
Oh, he has one printed out already too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just gonna give me one because my shares folder is not one I told.
Well, I have a whole file box in my car full of them.
There's only about a few more minutes in this body cam footage. We're gonna get into some of the technicalities of it. The meat and potatoes. Now, one have to ask yourself. I get when you talking to the witnesses, you know, but why is the body camera footage being muted right now as they're just talking amongst each other? Just an observation. And I'd like to add on, see not one black cop, not one. Muted again.
They don't have family with them. We got Dad's phone number. We were wondering, do you want us to go ahead and call Dad so he can at least come over here and be with his kids? Hey, he's part of their life, I guess. I don't know. We got his phone number.
Doesn't know where his dad lives. The kid just comes and picks him up and hangs out with him, but he knows his phone number.
Good. Start that. Just go sit in the car with her, start that, and get the report, and I'll get the victim's information for you.
He's also saying
Okay.
he had a roller skate thrown at him.
There's a roller skate right there by my car.
Okay.
I'm about to go get it right now.
Yeah, I guess can we see lights off the strobe?
Yep. It'll be the cruise lights and the cruise button. Just turn lights off, press the cruise button.
All right.
Man, just that was crazy. Take that down. So the reaction part of that, like I said, a lot of redactions. I don't understand when they talking amongst each other why the muting of the body cam, or maybe it was redacted. Either or. And the fact that I didn't see not a presence of one black cop, and I seen like maybe 6, 7 cops. The fact that the kid had to witness it sucks as well. Something else I noticed in that body cam, I've seen a few times, so I can't really, there was extremely circumstances of them putting handcuffs in the front of someone, but normally it's because they are too big, to fit in the back of the police car with their hands behind their back, but never because they're going to be sitting there for a while. So, but let's go on and get to it. Spend too much time on that. Let's see. Where we going to go next? Let's go here. Excuse me.
In a quiet Florida neighborhood, one family is about to be torn apart forever. The local PD received a call that evening that some kids were trespassing on a woman's property. This is a common type of call, but this was not an ordinary situation. That woman was Susan Lawrence. She was well acquainted with the local police dispatcher. She'd called the cops to her house on at least 14 occasions over the last few years.
What's going on this evening?
Lots of children screaming their full heads off, running around. Yes, I would like to push charges. Okay. Because she doesn't need to hear.
Getting too much feedback on the phone from the dog.
The dog. You can't stop the dog from barking.
Yeah, but too much feedback. Can you please at least go
Yeah, that's
This man next.
Okay, so they look like the same man that was in the body cam footage. And she's complaining about the dog barking.
Has been harassing me for the past 3 months.
How can I help you today?
Okay, yeah, I've had mail taken. I'm peaceful and quiet. I'm like the perfect neighbor. The kids all live on that side of the street. For some reason, they love to play over here like guys.
Probably because it's open.
I understand that. I have migraines.
Clearly, the local kids were causing major problems for her. Or was she causing problems for them?
I'm not over there harassing her, doing anything. They're playing. Literally, every time the police are over here because of this lady.
And they're playing over. And she called us an N-word.
I called because the lady across the street on the phone hit me with a sign.
She has a sign and she's basically like ramming the side of my face. So then when she went to pick it back up, I picked the sign up and I threw the sign.
Tensions between neighbors were reaching a breaking point. But this was a private matter, not a criminal one. There was only so much the police could do. It was up to Susan and her neighbor AJ, the kid's single mother, to resolve it. Little did they know that this neighborhood feud would take a darker turn when AJ tried to do right by her kids and confront Susan, leaving a family in pieces and a formerly quiet street in chaos. With exclusive crime scene photos and interview footage from the Marion County Sheriff's Office, join us on The Decoder as we unpack the notorious.
Shout out to The Decoder for this awesome content.
Tragic story of Susan Lawrence and AJ Owens. On June 2nd, at approximately 9:05 p.m., first responders arrived on a quiet residential street in Ocala, Florida. The scene was one of chaos. There was a dead body lying on the grass in front of 58-year-old Susan Lawrence's apartment. The body was that of Ajika Owens, known as AJ, a 35-year-old mother of 4. She'd been shot in the chest. When they saw the cops, the neighbors began shouting from their houses that the shooter was still inside the apartment. The police approached with caution, not knowing what they were walking into. On the street, they were sitting ducks for a potential shooter. But soon enough, Susan came out.
Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Where's your gun at?
It's in my bedroom.
I don't know what's going on. You're going to be detained for now.
Anybody else in the house?
Susan Lawrence had shot her neighbor, AJ. She'd been the one to call 911.
Oh my God, this lady just tried to break down my door. I shot through the door.
They arrested Susan on the spot. She came quietly and made no effort to
did
deny
not
that
arrest her.
she'd
They
been the
detained
one
her.
to shoot AJ, who was now lying dead on her front lawn. Worse, AJ's 4 children were all in the vicinity. They'd seen their mother get shot, and now they could see her dead body on the ground. So how had this happened? How had the relationship between 2 neighbors degraded to such a violent extent? And what did Susan Lawrence have to say for herself? The police took her in for an interview.
Basically, the neighbors were out there screaming, yelling. The kids were like back and forth. I had a miserable headache. Went inside, laid down. They finally got quiet. I came outside, and the 3 boys were there. I'm like, guys, you're trespassing. Come on, out of here. And he's like, I want this, and I want that, and fuck you, and fuck this. I'm like, oh, okay, little big kids, because they're all really young.
Susan set the scene. She was in her house, hoping for a quiet night. But her neighbors, AJ's kids, were playing outside, being loud. Susan was tired and just wanted to go to bed.
Kids?
So she confronted the neighbors.
I wanted to check my truck. Every time I had my truck on one side, the kids would throw the balls and hit the truck.
Okay.
So I moved the truck to the other side, then they moved themselves to the other side. And they keep just
antagonizing you.
God, horribly.
She said the kids were within the privacy fence in her yard. She just wanted them to leave her alone.
And I'm like, guys, come on, leave. Because I wanted to check the truck and everything. And then they were like, I'm going to tell my mom. I'm like, go tell your mom. I don't care, And
have you had problems with him before?
Oh my God, yes. And they've been harassing me last week.
Susan had lived in that house in Ocala for 3 years. For the last 2, she said, AJ's kids have been causing problems for her.
Ever since she was
Is it just those same 3, or do you have problems with anyone? Does anyone else give you problems?
Every time they see me, they get together and scream me out.
AJ had moved in across the street 2 years earlier in 2021. She was a single mother to her 4 children, boys aged 12, 9, and 3,
What did it do,
and a
GT?
girl aged 7.
What up, brother?
Her older boys were sporty kids who liked to play in the street and surrounding front lawns, while her daughter was into cheerleading at school. They were active, excitable children who needed room to roam around. Susan, however, felt like they were invading her space, and she felt threatened by this invasion.
So they were being obnoxious out there tonight, and they finally got quiet, but then you go outside and the 3 of them are out there.
Yeah, and I didn't want to go any further because he's like, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. I'm like, in the world.
Who said that?
AJ's kids.
This wasn't just kids being annoying. No, according to Susan, she had reason to be scared for her life.
I think her name is.
Okay.
She actually had thrown a sign at me before. She picked up the no trespassing sign and just threw it at me. She's like, here, take your sign. I'm like, it's not mine, it's Charles. He doesn't want you guys here.
Charles Gabbard was her neighbor, and indeed the landlord for the whole building. Susan blamed him for her protectiveness over the property. According to her, she was just enforcing his rules, and AJ was attacking the wrong person. Charles, however, later said that the grassy square was designed to be a communal space, and that he'd only put the sign there to try to ease the tensions between AJ's kids and Susan. So Susan was hardly a neutral party. She was annoyed, tired, and apparently frightened by the kids' behavior. That evening, she tried again to get them to leave her alone, and finally, they agreed.
I'm like, kids, go home. So they go home, and then all of a sudden, she comes out, and she is just banging on my door. I'm like, go away. I'm not dealing with it tonight. And then she started banging so hard, everything started shaking. And I'm like, you really need to leave.
AJ, as a single mother, was bound to be protective over her kids. She wanted to confront Susan, and she wanted to do it then and there.
And then I'm going to kill you, and she's just banging away. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And since she has actually harmed me, I'm like, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I'm like, I don't know what to do with her. And she banged so hard, it looked like my door was going to fly off. And I panicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's really going to kill me this time, And so I don't even actually remember picking up the gun. I just remember shooting.
Susan believed that AJ wanted to do more than just confront her. AJ had already thrown a sign at her, so she said, and now it was dark outside.
Now, I think that's in Florida. This case might get real tricky, or have gotten. I think it's a closed case, so we're gonna look into it. I got the content. Like I said, I haven't watched everything about it. Just kind of scammed through it. But Florida and that stand your ground law can get very, very sticky. Also remember that's how Buddy got off from Trayvon Martin. That Florida stand your ground law. Let's go.
And AJ was hammering on her door. So Susan picked up her gun.
Where do you keep the gun usually?
It's in my bedroom. I really feared for my life. I mean, honest to God, I was
Good
like,
question,
Jesus Christ,
Passion.
I'm a nervous wreck. I'm not supposed to be getting nervous or anything like this because I have an aneurysm on my left kidney artery.
I will say this, Passion, from the little bit that I did just see, there wasn't a exit wound. So maybe that's why at the time that they came to the door, because she was over there so maybe when she ran and fell in the yard, maybe that's when she began to bleed. Maybe. Let's go.
Not only did she think AJ was coming to attack her, but she was also worried about her health. Too much stress, according to Susan, could kill her. So it was a dangerous position she was in, she said, as AJ was trying to get into her house.
I don't know that's the reason why, though. Just maybe.
You don't talk to my sons. I'm going to kill you.
Like, did she try the door handle, or was she just beating on it to try to push it in, or what?
She was just, just trying to push it in, trying to push it in, and I was like, oh my God.
Susan was adamant that AJ had threatened to kill her. But there had been a lot of 911 calls that night, and Susan herself had a Ring doorbell camera that could have recorded audio of the altercation.
But is there any reason why, if we review that evidence, she wasn't saying, I'm going to kill you?
Uh-oh.
That's what I heard.
In response to what she thought she heard, Susan shot AJ.
I just panicked. It just, clicked. I hit her. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Maybe she had been defending herself, but there was nothing to defend herself against anymore. She'd shot AJ dead with a gun she'd bought apparently because of a previous altercation with her neighbor.
I think it's like a 380.
And AJ couldn't tell her side of the story.
Is it feasible to say that this is just got to a boiling point for you, that you couldn't take it anymore? And because again, if this stuff happened in the past, I get it, but we're talking about a specific event tonight where.
And I think she shot through the closed door at that. I don't know how. I'm interested to see what happened in trial. I can't wait to get there, but I'm gonna take my time. Let's go.
She didn't make it a point that she was trying to come in. She was trying to get your attention to say, apparently, to stop throwing things at her kids.
This was a part of the story that Susan hadn't been so keen to tell. Bystanders reported that that same evening, they'd seen Susan picking up one of the kids' tablets off the ground and throw a roller skate at the kids.
They keep leaving all their toys around. The other day, I almost killed myself going out. I had an early morning doctor's appointment, and I didn't see the roller skate, and I almost killed myself. I'm like, guys, stop already. This is not your garbage yard. And the kid's got his roller skates there, and I'm like, really, take your roller skates. I threw the roller skates. I'm like, go fetch them. Just enough. Because
did you throw it at them?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
Susan said she'd just thrown the roller skate away, across the grass, not at the kids. But this wasn't the only report of violence from that evening.
No, I just.
And what is the thing about the umbrella?
I thought it was raining before, and I walked out and it wasn't raining. I'm like, okay. So.
And you swung it at them or so, or one of them?
I wasn't even close. I was still inside the vestibule. So.
How can we explain that then with people saying, like multiple people that weren't like talking to each other, that if they were saying that's what they saw?
Maybe I did step out and I'm like, guys, go away, but I would never touch them.
If the witnesses were to be believed, Susan had thrown roller skates at the children and tried to hit them with an umbrella. If Susan was to be believed, on the other hand, then those witnesses were all wrong or liars, and she'd only shouted at the kids to go away. So what was the truth? Susan presented herself as a good Christian, and in Christian doctrine, the teaching to love thy neighbor is paramount. But Susan, it turns out...
And also, let me add to this, they're saying that the kids are in a common area, like it's not her actual yard, it's not no one's yard, it's an unoccupied space. So she's complaining about her hearing them, not that they're actually on her property. It's not her property.
Wasn't a good neighbor at all. There was a record of disputes between Susan and AJ's kids across the last year or so. Susan had called 911 on multiple occasions, and police officers had responded to her home. Her complaints varied, from AJ opening her mailbox to letting her dog loose on Susan's property. The latter incident, in February 2022, was the time that Susan said AJ had thrown a sign at her. Susan called 911, and the police came to talk to them both.
He says no trespassing, and they're always walking the dog always taking the call. There's poop on the sidewalk, there's all kinds of stuff. I said, can you please keep the dog over there?
AJ told a different story. She made it clear that she thought Susan had a victim complex.
Yes, she's already on the phone and I'm being attacked. Someone's attacking me.
Susan said she'd been hit on the shin. However, there were no marks on her leg. AJ denied hitting her at all. She'd thrown the sign, but away from Susan. The police did not arrest her. This was one of 14 call-outs to her address over those 2 years. All the time, she was worried about who was on her property and trying to get the police to do something about AJ's kids.
I don't want to be intimidated by them screaming and yelling at me, telling me I'm a calling me Karen. They're calling me names.
In one incident, the police were talking to her when one of her neighbors came into her yard.
He's trespassing.
He came over to come ask us a question.
The police took him to a different area to talk.
I was trying to reason with her one day because we were all playing here. The young kids, everything jumps over.
All right, let's go. And she's like, hey, you know what? One day you guys are going to die.
This was a complete turnaround. Susan had claimed that it had been AJ and the kids who were threatening her, not the other way around. And she didn't want this neighbor telling the police what she'd said. She interrupted the conversation.
I'm getting too much feedback on the phone from the dog. Can you at least go someplace where he's not barking?
It's a dog. We can't stop the dog from barking.
Yeah, but it's too much feedback. Can you please at least go someplace?
Yeah, that's
So if she acts like that in the police presence of the dog barking, as you see, is in that common area, not in her yard. Imagine how she acts when the police presence is not there. Talking about entitlement, man, it's crazy. Or maybe some mental health going on there. I say entitlement, or maybe a little both.
Well, you have a good one. Apparently, we can't stay here.
Susan was not a good neighbor. She was fiercely protective over her space, to the extent that she was claiming rights she didn't actually have.
Exactly.
According to the landlord, the grassy yard was communal, open to everyone, but she didn't agree.
Over there, harassing her, doing anything they're playing. Literally, every time the police are over here because of the...
In one body camera video, officers talked to AJ's kids, who said Susan had called them slurs.
And she called us an N-word.
Was there a deeper motive behind her antagonistic treatment of AJ's kids? Had they just been minding their own business this whole time, subject to her harassment for no reason? Ajika Owens was born on January 13, 1988, in Broward County, Florida. She and her extended family lived there until she was in high school, when they moved to Ocala. She graduated in 2006 and went to college. First, the College of Central Florida, and then the Hillsborough State College. She then worked in the service industry, working her way up to head guest department manager at a local McDonald's. Her first son, Isaac, was born in 2011, with her other kids following over the next 9 years. Not much is known about their father. It doesn't need to be. AJ was an excellent mother on her own. She was known to be very involved in their lives, always attending their sports games or her daughter's cheerleading events. Is it any wonder that she felt protective over them and wanted to defend them from their domineering and even racist neighbor? After her first interview, Susan was released, pending investigation. This was because of her claim of self-defense under the Stand Your Ground.
There you go. They let her go out her first interview. She claimed self-defense, understand your ground. Florida's tricky.
Law in Florida. This allows someone to use deadly force in self-defense without the duty to retreat if they legitimately believe they are under threat. This was what Susan was counting on to protect herself from prosecution. But the police continued to investigate. They executed a search warrant on her property and found that there was no damage to the exterior of her front door that would suggest AJ had been trying to break in. The only damage, in fact, was the singular bullet hole.
Shot through the door.
They also talked to AJ's kids. The kids confirmed that Susan had taken their tablet, thrown roller skates at them, and swung an umbrella in their direction. She'd also apparently recorded them while giving them the middle finger. The police found several photos and videos of the kids on her phone, corroborating this story. Once, one of the kids said she told them, "This isn't the Underground Railroad," accompanied by a racial slur. Meanwhile, none of them had heard their mom threaten to kill Susan while knocking on the door. The police took this contradictory evidence to Susan in a second interview.
You never said anything.
Smart kids that take pictures and videos of her doing all these obscene things. And it seems like this way got the ball rolling in the right way. Smart kids.
Thing about this not being an Underground Railroad?
An Underground Railroad comment or something like that that was mentioned?
No.
We did so many interviews.
Jesus Christ, no.
There was a statement like that made.
All right, that's new to me. That is completely new to me.
She denied some of what the witnesses had said, and she evaded the rest.
Was there other times when you got frustrated or something with these kids and you've said something else that we're not talking about? I mean, have you said other words to them or something?
She said this woman was harassing those kids. She threw the skates at them too and was doing the most. I heard that as well. She was definitely racist. I believe that to be true as well.
Middle fingers or something? Tell me about that.
It wasn't at the kids, it was at the gentleman. He's a guy, he gets all the kids together, so they're screaming and yelling and they're doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, stop already. And I asked him, I said, please stop.
She didn't exactly deny how she
Why didn't you just move?
She just said she hadn't directed her treatment at them. Then she blamed it on a language barrier.
What's with the racial statements that everyone's saying that you made? I mean, have you ever used the N-word and they're using it against you? Have you said it in passing or something?
I have no idea. But it could have been I was speaking Hungarian and instead of English.
So you're native Hungarian?
My father was Hungarian, my mother was Polish.
Susan was born in 1965 in New Jersey to a Polish mother and a Hungarian father. Her childhood hadn't been easy, and she offered it as an excuse.
I said, one of my friends was murdered when I was very young, and she screamed. She was bound and gagged, and the guy thought he killed her, and she screamed. And so every time those little kids scream, I keep thinking of my friend Elizabeth.
She said that when she was 14 in 1979, her friend Elizabeth was kidnapped and murdered. The circumstances sounded extremely traumatic.
So that guy came and he beat her and he thought he killed her. And he bound her up and he buried her there in a shallow grave. And she wasn't dead. So when the coroner said that there was all dirt in her lungs because she kept screaming and screaming and screaming. So
this was a horrific crime. Susan was no doubt traumatized by her proximity to it. But the tragedies of her past didn't end there.
Have you ever been a victim of any violence?
Oh, yeah.
She told the police that
Yeah,
she
she
had
most
been
definitely called
assaulted
him
by her
man,
father from the age of 4 to 20 while she lived with him in New Jersey. She also said she experienced violence as an adult, too.
I was dating a gentleman, a doctor, up in Michigan. And we were going to, move forward with the relationship and everything, and he got super
Now she want to play the victim role, huh?
drunk one night, and he started beating me.
She didn't go to the police for either of these awful crimes. And in cases like this, that isn't uncommon. It's even understandable.
But she calling them on kids being loud.
So embarrassed.
But it wasn't an excuse for what she'd done to AJ.
Let's
That
go.
night, Susan had made 2 911 calls. The first was to report the kids trespassing. The second was to report that she'd shot AJ through the door.
Most
From
definitely.
the time that you called 911, these kids are on my property again, they're yelling, what happened that first 911 call? That time that you hung up with 911, how long before she showed up and she was pounding on the door? After you hung up?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to be clear, 2 to 5 minutes from the first time she pounded to the time where you felt in danger enough to pull the trigger.
This added up to at least 12 minutes elapsing between Susan hanging up with 911 and killing AJ, according to Susan. But there was a very easy way to fact-check this statement.
Let's go.
All the police had to do was look at the call logs from the 911 dispatcher.
Mm.
They found that she'd called 911 the first time at 8:54 p.m. That call had lasted 5 minutes, and she'd hung up at 8:59 p.m. If Susan was telling the truth, her call about shooting AJ couldn't have come in until at least 9:11 p.m.
So the second 911 call where you called, lady was banging on my door, I shot her through the door. That call came into our call center, it was received at 9:01, which is 2 minutes after you hung up with the communication center the first time.
2 minutes.
She set her up. In my opinion. She set her up. I don't know what her charges were. I guess I'll find out in a few. But it sounded like a first degree to me. She had intent. 2 minutes after.
For AJ to arrive at Susan's door, start hammering on it, and threaten to kill her. 2 minutes for Susan to decide that her life was in danger and fire her gun. This was a dramatically shorter timeline than she'd been claiming to the cops. It suggested less that she'd acted out of a reasonable fear for her life, and more that she'd acted on the impulse of rage. That she tried to change the timeline also suggested that she was aware of what would work for her defense and what wouldn't. Early in the interview,
Let's go.
She'd said that AJ's behavior wasn't reasonable or prudent.
It's not reasonable and prudent. I mean, you just don't, bang and expect someone to come out. Yeah, I think I'll come outside. So
These were very specific words, and later the police pulled her up on them.
And where did that come from, that terminology? Is that
watching TV?
Watching TV? Have you done any research on like the laws as far as like in Florida, as far as self-defense and things like that?
I looked at it today.
Prior to today, had you ever done any kind of research like that?
No, absolutely. I know what you're thinking. Did I look up the laws so I could do something? No, absolutely.
This is not a situation where you set something up because you were tired of this person, you were tired of the situation that they put you in.
No.
Susan denied that she'd done research into the laws to see how she could get away with killing AJ, but she'd slipped up by using such specific terminology and by lying about something easily verifiable, the timeline of the killing. Was she trying to get away with murder?
You're trying to tell us that a reasonable person would shoot somebody for less than 2 minutes of making statements outside. That doesn't make any sense.
She also hadn't displayed much remorse or emotion at all throughout the interview.
I can't take it back. It's transpired. It's in the past. I don't know what to do. It's just probably me shutting down again.
Whether it was a trauma response or not, it didn't help her case. The police terminated the interview and arrested her for manslaughter. And at first, she didn't cooperate.
Manslaughter?
Have you go with this deputy
Crazy.
here?
No,
I'm sorry?
no,
No what?
I can't. I'm not going, sorry. No,
Stand up.
You don't have a choice, man.
I don't care, kill me.
After 5 minutes of argument, the police convinced Susan to stand up and come with them to be booked on the charge. They took her away, leaving the notepad where she'd written an apology to AJ's kids behind.
I am so sorry for your loss. I never meant to kill your mother. I was terrified your mom was going to kill me. I shot out of fear.
Attorneys for the Ocala
she's
mother
really
was
playing.
killed by her neighbors say they feel let down because justice is not being served.
AJ's family wanted more than a manslaughter charge. They wanted
Yes.
Susan to go on trial for murder.
Yes.
As they saw it, Susan had mounted a campaign of harassment that had culminated in a cold-blooded, planned murder.
I said the same thing.
For the police, however, there wasn't enough evidence. Susan would go to trial on the lesser charge of manslaughter. She continued to maintain the self-defense angle throughout the legal proceedings. She didn't take the stand, but her attorneys called a doctor to testify that she had been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. There was no question that Susan had shot AJ. The question was whether the stand your ground self-defense law was applicable here. In August 2024, after a week-long trial, the jury, which consisted only of white jurors, found her guilty of manslaughter with a firearm. At her sentencing hearing, she made a statement to AJ's family. She talked about her extensive medical history and maintained that AJ and her kids had been the aggressors.
And I have some heart issues and high blood pressure. And there's a reason why I'm telling you all this. The first time I encountered Miss Owens was February of 2022. I was about 7 weeks after the neck fusion, and she basically attacked me. So was I terrified? Absolutely. And just as far as the kids saying I said racial slurs to them, it never happened. I just never said them. I never had a problem with a black person in my life. I never intended to kill her.
Susan wouldn't let go of the story she'd told the police. She insisted she'd been scared for her life, and she didn't address the discrepancies in her timeline, the fact that AJ had never actually been violent towards her, or the way she'd researched self-defense laws. Still, the judge had this in mind. Though mitigated circumstances were considered, including her PTSD diagnosis and lack of criminal record, she was sentenced to 25 years in prison. This is 5 years less than the maximum for a crime like this with a gun involved. All 4 of AJ's kids
25 years. 5 years less than the max. I think based off what she was charged for, the judge did I know that once again the family, but you know, it's justice. They did get a guilty plea. I mean a guilty verdict. The judge almost gave it a max. Is it a win? What do you think? Under circumstances.
were initially taken in by 2 of the kids' father. Where they're living now is unknown, but life can't be easy. Growing up without the dedicated mother who'd
Rest in
fought
peace,
for them
AJ.
until her dying breath. What do you think about this tragic story? Let us know.
Man, it's crazy. How y'all feel about that? Any commentary down below? How do we feel about I'm gonna get into one more then. Man, what a story. We're definitely going to watch that movie.
Where many kids in the neighborhood were allowed to play. You see, next to the cluster of apartments where Lawrence had rented, there was this empty, grassy field. So naturally, the kids gravitated toward it, right? They played tag, they threw footballs, they generally acted like kids. But as you know, with rambunctious young kids comes a lot of noise, and apparently Lawrence didn't like that at all. So despite having no ownership of that open area, by the way, she was constantly scolding the kids for playing there and being loud. She also involved Marion County deputies multiple times, calling to report the kids that they were trespassing or being a public nuisance. And in the months before the tension between Lawrence and Owens came to a head, Lawrence called 911 to report that Owens had thrown a no trespassing sign at her.
I work at home, I do insurance, and the kids are screaming and yelling. And so it's very hard for me. And this is my apartment here. When they're all here in the front, it's really, we can hear it's loud, it's noisy, kids are out there. They're kids. Yeah. But when they come on the side here, I just can't hear my clients. Okay. That's not fair to me.
Yeah, I understand.
Right to have peaceful and quiet
Listen,
and
I understand.
I'm sorry, my heart's thumping.
Yeah,
I just didn't know she was going to actually get physical with me.
What the other sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not cool. You don't get physical. I mean, that's ridiculous.
She just threw it?
No, she whipped it at me. Okay. I mean, she hit me.
Deputies, they spoke with Owens as well, whose frustration with this whole situation was definitely palpable.
It's funny because I'm the one that never comes outside and says anything to her. But today, I just happen to feel that, first of all, before she moved there, this big open space right here, all the kids, they like to play kickball, football, in the space she moves in. I don't want y'all playing over here. This is private property, so they don't play there anymore. Okay, fine. I told my kids, they're playing over there, y'all don't go. Okay? So we have a dog, and she's always taking pictures of the kids. Oh, I'm going to call the police and have you guys arrested. Always, she's badgering the kids. So I told them, go over there, stay away from there, don't, whatever. So we have a dog. My kids take the dog out. The other day, she tells my son, I'm going to have you arrested, and we're going to jail. He's 8, so he's terrified. He won't even walk the dog anymore.
Let her know all that.
Okay. So she's terrified. He won't even walk the dog anymore. So I had my 11-year-old take the dog out now. So he's walking the dog on this side. Now you live on this side, okay? You don't want him over here, fine, but this is joint area. You can't tell them they can't walk on this side. So he's walking the dog, and he's all the way back towards the fence. I'm standing here.
No matter what side of the street is public property. That woman was crazy, man.
Or something. She sees him. Oh, I told you I'm going to have you arrested. I'm going to have you arrested today. She has her phone out like she's taking his picture or whatever. Now he's trying to run back across the street. So I said, I'm sorry, what are you saying to him? And so I go over there. This is my private property. They can't have a dog over here. I told her, first of all, he's not on your property. He's on this side. You don't own it. And even if he was on this side, you don't own this either. You're renting this just like I rent over here, just like they rent over there. You don't own this. You can't tell them, technically, if they're not in your personal space, that they can't walk the dog or even throw their football over here.
And Owens' neighbors backed her up.
This is just an open field. It belongs to both property. You know what I'm saying? So if the kids want to play there, whatever. And that's what I keep telling them. Hey, as long as you don't get in her door, you don't start throwing rocks, don't be cursing at her. It's okay. She can cup the cups whenever she wants. But and I was trying to reason with her one day because we were all playing here. The kids, everything jumped. All right, let's go. And she's like, hey, you know what? One day you guys are gonna die. And I'm like, and that's when I whoa.
As we're covering this kind of story, I will just say, even if you're
Yes, sir, me too. That's what I was saying. Like, even when you hear manslaughter, you kind of like, but the max on manslaughter in Florida is 30 years, and they gave her 25. So, I'm glad they gave her that too. Like I said, they get real tricky with that stand your ground law. But I think the kids taking pictures and videos of the racial slurs and the sticking up the fingers, and the fact that timeline she tried to give, it gives setup. 2 minutes after, like, there's no damage to your door, anything like that. No proof of anything that she was trying to do something to you. And obviously, there was no weapon. They never talked about what was seen on her ring cam, though. I noticed that. So you can't get a life back, but I think 25 years. I'm shocked that she got it. Should I just say that? But I'm glad she did.
Not a journalist, staying on top of what is going on in the world is so important. But let's welcome back to Trustworthy Journalism. But unfortunately, these simmering tensions reached a boiling point just a few weeks later. Lawrence had confronted Owens' children before picking up a roller skate and throwing it at her then 10-year-old son, hitting his foot. And when this boy ran away, he apparently left behind a tablet, which Lawrence reportedly took. While Owens' kids went to tell their mom what had happened, Lawrence called 911, reporting to the dispatcher that the child had threatened to beat her up, that she was in fear for her life because they were still outside. Now, Owens, who was furious that Lawrence had not only yelled again at her children, but also threw something at one of them, she goes across the street, she starts banging on Lawrence's door, demanding she open it up and speak with her. Instead, what does Lawrence do? She fires a gun through the locked metal door, hitting Owens once in the chest. Owens collapsed, was still showing signs of life before she was rushed to the hospital. But the hope...
Nah, I'm gonna watch the movie probably when I get off here. I wanted to I saw it last night and I started to watch it and I was like, nah, let me see the raw first. I didn't want to get misled by the movie because sometimes they just throw in stuff in the movie. I wanted to see the pure evidence first. So now I believe I can watch the movie with some kind of support, should I say. So I'm most definitely watching it. Most definitely treat me to watch the movie, for sure. I really appreciate the story, for real. This is good content.
That she might survive, that was fleeting. And it led to this just absolutely heart-wrenching moment that was caught on body cameras.
It has been a very bad day. There's something bad that's happened. And y'all seen it, y'all understand it, y'all experienced it, right? Okay. Y'all love me? Okay. Y'all love mom? All right. Well, I got some bad news to tell you. Mom is not coming back anymore. Come. No. Come here. Come over here. Listen to me. No, I know. Okay. It's okay. I know. Okay. I know. I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
He can't go.
He's home. It's all right. You guys are going to be okay. It's all right.
Bless them kids.
You guys all right. Okay. Relax. I got you. I know this ain't easy.
Now, here's the thing. While Lawrence was detained that night, she was released. Yeah, she wasn't formally arrested until several days later, something that caused uproar in the community. And during that time, she had multiple interviews with detectives where they tried to get her side of the story.
So what happened tonight that led to the conclusion that...
Well, I'm like...
She really had thought she had got off. And did all kind of research on stand your ground laws, self-defense laws, and she admitted it. See, sometimes people that think like her, and get in their own way. And shout out to the community for putting pressure on the local police department. And I think in one video, I also saw Ben Crump there. So obviously it got that bad. And there was some injustice going on that he was even involved in it. Especially when it becomes a citizen, unalive another citizen.
Kids go home. So they go home, and then all of a sudden she comes out and she is just banging on my door. I'm like, go away. I'm not dealing with you tonight. And then she started banging so hard, everything started shaking. And I'm like, you really need to leave. And she said, I'm going to kill you. And she's just banging away. You know, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And ever since she has actually harmed me, I'm like, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I'm like, I don't know what to do with her. And she banged so hard, it looked like my door was going to fly off. And I panicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's really going to kill me this time, you know. And so I don't even actually remember picking up the gun. I just remember shooting.
You haven't really seemed remorseful for today, at least, for what had happened.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Shay covered this a while back.
It just makes me sick. I can't
I believe so too, man.
It's transpired. It's in the past. I don't know what the hell to do.
Shout out for Shay for covering it.
Just probably be shutting down again.
So what happens? Lawrence was arrested and charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. Owen's family had actually wanted prosecutors to charge her with second-degree murder, but according to reporting from Us Weekly, the DA's office said there was insufficient evidence to prove murder here. Now, Lawrence, she went to trial in August of 2024.
And see, that's also very important to not overcharge. So like Shay was saying, you know, glad she got the 25 with the max being 30. So I think the judge did what was right. I think the prosecution did what was right. And I know when you get to talking like that, you know, from the family standpoint, I get it. So you take a little one, you should get life. But the prosecutors have to look at everything. And I think basically what they were saying would have went for a Ertl in the second, she would have walked. But it's been hard for her to walk on that manslaughter. So shout out to them for getting that right.
WCJB reports that the other charges were in fact dropped, so all you had is the manslaughter charge. And she appeared, by the way, very different, having apparently lost a significant amount of weight since her arrest. Lawrence's attorneys, they argued self-defense. This brought up a lot of conversations about stand your ground in Florida, right? The stand your ground laws, we know you don't have an obligation to retreat. You can stand your ground. You can use deadly force if necessary. Well, prosecutor Adam Smith said during his opening statement that firing a gun was an incredibly reckless and unnecessary thing to do here.
The defendant goes into her bedroom, grabs.
Because I think Florida has an 85%. Have to do like 85% of that, so most definitely. So it'd be at least 20. I'm not God, but I mean, wish she even lived that long. There's a chance she won't. So, or if she do get out, I mean, she'd be very old.
Loaded firearm, then walks all the way back out to the locked front door, and the police are on the way, as she's been told. She points at the door, fires 1 shot at the center of the door, shooting and killing Miss Audrey.
But then you had the other side. You had defense attorney Morris Carranza, who argued that the commotion going on outside Lawrence's door wasn't minor, it was terrifying.
Susan is sitting there. She has her firearm. She's several feet away from the door. As Asia is pounding on that.
You talking about an interview with the police? Or she done an interview with the outside entity?
Door, pounding over and over again for minutes. You'll hear testimony that there is a cement wall right next to the door, and it is moving. It is shaking. So much so that there's a mirror on that wall next to the door. It's shaking as well.
Boy, hush.
And you'll hear evidence. Susan's heart is pounding. Pounding. The kind of pounding that you feel that's so powerful, that's so treacherous, that you feel the heartbeat in your throat.
That banging on Lawrence's door is really the crux of this whole case, right? How intimidating was the knocking? What was Owens yelling as she was banging on the door? Well, one of the witnesses called was a boy.
Sherry said an interview with a news station post-conviction. Huh? Post mean after conviction. Like, what? I need to find that. Let's go.
Named Uriel, one of the children who was in the neighborhood that day and saw what happened.
I remember her banging on the door.
All right. Mom banging on the door?
Yes.
How is she banging? Can you describe that?
She was banging in a mad type of bang. She was like banging like pretty hard.
Okay. Do you remember Mom saying anything while she was banging on the door? What do you remember her saying?
I remember her saying, open up this door.
Okay. Do you remember Mom cussing at all while she was at the door?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what she was saying?
Yes.
Okay. What was she saying?
She was saying the B word, you know,
The B word?
and the F word.
Okay. Now, where was Mom banging on the door?
Kind of in the middle.
In the middle?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever see Mom reach for the door handle?
No.
Did you ever hear Mom say, "I'm going to kill you"?
No.
And that's critical, okay? Because witnesses had testified that they never heard Owens say she was going to kill Lawrence, which was one of the reasons that Lawrence had claimed she was so scared. During Uriel's cross-examination by the defense, they really emphasized that the confrontation was intense.
And then after that, you started banging on Miss Susan's regular door, right?
Yes.
And she was banging really hard, wasn't she?
Yeah, mad hard. Yes.
I'm sorry?
Hard. Yes.
And it was like bang, 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 hard, right?
Yes.
And she was doing it with her fist, right?
Yes.
And AJ was talking really loud as she was banging and banging and banging on that door, correct?
Yes.
Her tone was a loud one and a mad one, right?
Yes.
She was screaming, right?
Yes.
And where she was,
Man, shout out to that kid for being controlled and very humble to be able to be up there and knowing that this man's whole objective is to make things be what they really wasn't. Shout out to this kid. Very, very strong kid. And I think that's a shout out to his mother who's no longer with him in the physical. Shout out to that kid, man. Because I've seen grown people break when they on a cross-examination. Shout out to that kid.
banging. She was banging in the middle of the door, kind of like where the door handle is, right?
Objection or misrepresentation of the testimony.
Where was she?
Hold on one second. Overrule the objection. He can answer the question if he knows.
Okay. And she was banging in the middle of the door, kind of like where the door handle is, correct?
No.
She wasn't?
She was banging in, not the middle where the door handle was. Not like beside the door handle, just the middle.
Just the middle? Okay. But in that area, that's when she's banging with her fist, right?
Yes.
And I know you don't want to curse, so I'm going to mention some words, and then you let me know if these are the words that you said. I know you don't want to say it, and I understand. But we have to know exactly the words she was using.
Thank you, Sherry. I had found it, but thank you.
Right?
Most definitely. Thank you.
Yes.
And right?
Yes.
And she was saying things like this, right?
Yes.
And as I mentioned before, when that bullet flew through the door and
Yeah, I found it. It was what, News Channel 20. Shay said she was knocking on the door to get the tablet and to confront her for messing with her kids. Exactly. And she was totally right. Like, there's no law about going and knock on somebody's door. You know, when they come down to your kids. Like, yeah, but either way, she planned it. You can tell by, you know, the time frame between the 911 call. Shay said if the lady was afraid, she should have called the cops. Exactly, like she done every other time. Like she done every other time. And when she did call, it was a setup. From the time she called for her about something totally different, she called him 2 minutes later, saying that she had been shot through her door. Shay says you only shoot if she was trying to come through the door. Excuse me. I agree, Shay. We're totally in alliance with that. I totally agree. Sherry said that she was afraid she wouldn't mess with those babies. Exactly. I'm in solidarity with that as well. She absolutely did lie, Shay, and manipulated. I think what I've seen so far from her, this lady was a psychopath, and she thought she was going to get away with it, with using legal terminology, etc. But it didn't work. That crow did it on purpose. I totally agree, Shay. Totally agree.
struck Owens. It hit her in the chest. And according to body camera footage, she stumbled a few feet from Lawrence's door before collapsing. Witnesses tried to help staunch the bleeding and keep Owens conscious until paramedics could take over. But you had a forensic pathologist who testified about the absolutely catastrophic nature of Owens' injuries.
Can you describe to the jury the damage that the projectile caused as it entered her body and proceeded through it?
Sure. So the projectile entered the right side of the chest. It then hit the fourth rib, after which it went through her right lung. It went through the heart. It went through the esophagus. It also went through the aorta, after which it went through the diaphragm, the spleen, and it was recovered from the left lower abdomen area.
See, it never came out. That's one thing about those small caliber guns, man. When they hit you and they don't come out, them things get to dancing around inside of you, getting the hen things and shifting, and it's all. And they look like a 380. I don't think they actually say, but it looks like a 380. Then the fact that it had to go through a metal door before it got to her, so it probably lost some impact, which caused it not to penetrate through her. You have a better chance of living sometimes if the bullet goes straight through. But that bullet tore her inside up.
And as we know, everybody has the opportunity to testify in their own defense, right? It's their right. And while they can listen to attorney advice, the decision whether or not to take the stand is left up entirely
This is in prison too, the
individual defendant.
Ms. Lawrence, have you discussed with your attorneys the decision regarding whether or not you will testify or not?
Yes, I have.
Do you need any additional time to discuss that decision with them?
No.
Have they forced you to make a decision in any way?
No.
Have you made a decision on your own?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us what that decision is?
I am not going to testify.
You've made that decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Okay.
So both the state and the defense rested their cases, and then they delivered their closing arguments.
She was angry the kids were being noisy. And she admitted to throwing the roller skate like we saw in the photo a few minutes ago. She told the 911 operator that she was sick of the children. Her words were, "They are bothering me. They won't effing stop." She wasn't afraid. She was angry. You heard the tone of that 911 call. The 911 call operator asked, "Are you in danger?" She said, "No, I locked my door." She locked her metal door We know from her 911 call, the main lock was engaged. We know from her interview with the detectives, the deadbolt was engaged. So at this time, she is behind a closed, locked, deadbolted metal door, standard metal door, about 1 3/4 inches thick.
Remember
She's behind
metal.
that in her concrete block home. Ms. Owens made it clear to the defendant that she wanted the defendant to come out and deal with this situation. If Ms. Owens wanted to get into that house, all she had to do was take something from the patio, one of that little Santa thing that was sitting there, throw it through the sliding glass door, shatter the door, and get in there. She didn't do any of that because her goal was not to get in the house. It was to get the defendant to come out and deal with the situation with her children. Even in the defendant's interview with the detectives, she was asked what was the first thing that came out of Ms. Owens' mouth. And the defendant said, Ms. Owens first said, I want to speak to you because you're talking to my sons. I don't like the way you're talking to my sons.
If Susan Lawrence was in a dwelling in which she had a right to be, she had no duty to retreat. If you remember during the trial, Mr. Smith had asked some of the witnesses, did Susan shoot from way back there by her bedroom? Did she shoot from behind that countertop or behind that kitchen? It doesn't matter. Because she has no duty to retreat and she can stand her ground when she is in her dwelling if she is faced with imminent danger. Another important part of this is if she reasonably believed. We do not judge Susan Lawrence with what we in this courtroom have experienced in life. It's not what I would do, or Mr. Buxman or Mr. Smith would do in that circumstance. It's what Susan Lawrence reasonably believed was necessary to prevent. That's a very important word, prevent.
It only took about 2.5 hours for the jury to come back with a verdict.
Verdict as to count one. We, the jury, find as to count one of the charge. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter.
So what happens next? Well, ahead of her sentencing, Lawrence met with a licensed psychologist who testified at the sentencing hearing in November of 2024 that Lawrence had PTSD after suffering severe abuse and trauma during her childhood. And this psychologist was also asked about how Lawrence reacted to the enormous consequences of her actions.
Was she very remorseful in regard to Miss Owens and her passing away?
To me, she expressed, especially in the last 2 times that I saw her, that when she looks at this rationally, right, she said to me, I now realize that she was like a mama bear, taking care of her kids. And that's how I see her now. But that's not what I saw that day.
Owens' mother, who had been a powerful voice in the call for justice in this story, gave a heartbreaking statement on behalf of the family.
My name is Pamela Dias. I am the mother of Ashika Owens, who was shot and killed by Susan Lawrence. I stand before you with the burden of articulating and conveying the depth of our grief and the trauma that Susan Lawrence inflicted on our lives. And to also share the devastating impact that Susan caused when she fatally shot my daughter, Ashika Owens, on June 2nd of 2023.
Hey there,
It's
Miss Kim, how
virtually
you doing?
impossible to convey all of the ways
Thank you for coming through.
Susan has devastated our lives.
Now, Lawrence may have chosen not to testify in her own defense during the trial, but she certainly had a lot to say during sentencing, speaking for nearly 15 minutes.
This woman kept coming
But
after
she did
me,
have a lot to
coming
say
after
to
me.
innocent.
I had approached her because I was watering my plants, and she's going, oh, there's a crazy old white lady. And I'm like, you can't just go around saying someone's crazy. I mean, it was insanity. So I went to say something to her, and she verbally attacked me again. She's like, you've been calling my kids racist names and stuff. And I said, no, ma'am, I have not. And she kept getting angrier and angrier. The more I said no, the angrier she got. So finally I said, I was terrified. I mean, she went from a very relaxed position to a position here. I could see her neck veins starting to bulge. her pulse is really getting, fast. And I'm thinking, she's going to beat the hell out of me right here in the street. So I said, listen, I'm sorry. If that's what you think I said, I'm very sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. I didn't say it, but I'm sorry. I went to walk away, and she's following 1 foot behind me the whole time to my apartment till I slammed the door in my face. Again, never had anyone do anything that aberrant in my life.
Lawrence did finally get around to apologizing to the people whose lives she completely ripped apart. Well, maybe I should say sort of apologized.
I would like to make a statement to AJ's mom, children, and friends. It is with heavy heart and great remorse I write this letter to you. First and foremost, I am so sorry that I took AJ's life. I never intended to kill her. The night I shot that gun, I was confused as to why she was screaming and pounding on my door. I had an idea that told her I had hit him.
Hey, PJ, good to see
I
you
could not
again.
understand why she was so angry. And she
So you didn't took and nor threw the kids' tablets, threw a skate at them, call them the N-word, and you don't know why the mom is knocking on your door. You so scared you shoot through the door. Man, get out of here.
She truly scared me. Now that I know he told her I hit him, I am just profoundly sad. Not only did a mother die, but a daughter and a sister. I think of your family's loss and know how hard it is to lose someone you love. Not being able to see that person.
Let's go, Shay. If she was scared, she would have stopped messing with those children.
It's such an empty feeling. I so wish I could go back and change things so that she was
Let's
still
go,
here.
Shay. That's most
I
definitely
would
not an
trade my
apology.
life so that she could be here, if it were possible. I know that you have all suffered from her loss, and I have prayed for you and your family during this time so that you can.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be too out of line. That family telling you to keep your prayers. They don't want them. I'm very sure of that. Because you're a psychopath.
That God could help you. Nothing I can do will change the outcome. I can only tell you I have cried and I feel horrible for my actions.
Let's go, PJ.
Please accept my humble and
You
sincere
got 25 years to think about it.
Judge Robert Hodges didn't hold back as he considered what the punishment for Susan Lawrence should be, what she deserved for killing Owens.
When I look at the nature of the offense, I find that the shooting was completely unnecessary in this case. Miss Lawrence was behind the door. The door was locked. She had already called law enforcement. They were en route. She knew they were en route. She was in a relatively safe position. For some reason, she went into her room and found a gun. She could have stayed in the room and put another locked door between her and Miss Owens, but she came back out, put herself in front of the door. And at the time she fired the gun through the door, she was safe. Miss Owens was simply,
she was
clearly banging loudly and was probably very angry over the whole situation.
And there's no
Appears to
guns
be
in there
she
either,
was
so
mostly
good luck to her.
demanding that Miss Lawrence come outside, which would indicate she had no indication of coming inside the house. So when Miss Lawrence fired the gun through the door, she did so knowing a person was directly on the other side of the door. So what I'm going to do in this case is order.
Shay said that witch isn't a psychopath. She is an old, racist, foolish murderer. Okay. I respect that. Let's go, Shay. Let's go.
She being adjudicated guilty of manslaughter with a firearm.
Disagree. Let's
Or
go.
served 25 years in the Department of Corrections. With credit for 538 days. It's $100 cost of prosecution, $100 fine, court cost. Good luck to you, ma'am. You have 30 days to appeal.
Susan Lawrence is serving her sentence at the Homestead Correctional Institution in Homestead, Florida. She did a prison interview, by the way, with WCJB in September of this year, completely stuck to her story. That includes the allegation that the boys told her they were going to beat her up, that Owens had said she was going to kill her. And by the way, as I mentioned, these are statements that witnesses said they did not hear. According to the Florida Department of Corrections website, Susan Lawrence's release date is set for April 8th, 2048. And that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
Shout out to Loud Crime Sidebar segment for that awesome content. All right, we're gonna pull up this post interview that she done.
The woman arrested, charged, and convicted in the shooting death of Ajika Owens in Ocala in 2023 describes the moments leading up to her pulling the trigger.
She's pounding and she's pounding and she's pounding, and I just, I was terrified.
Yes, Lou was not terrified. Shay said they used that so the thing could get manslaughter. I feel you, Shay. I feel you. She most definitely need a butt whooped. Now, she need more than a butt whooped. I most definitely agree with you.
Susan Lawrence, in her own words.
If anything could have possibly gone wrong, it went wrong.
From the public outcry calling for her arrest.
So unfair. So unfair. This is not fair.
I've made such a huge mistake. That's all I kept thinking is, oh my God.
To the reason she did not take the stand in her own defense.
Is Susan Lawrence capable of manslaughter?
No. And I'm so, it just makes me sick what happened. I just never ever thought in a million years this would happen. And it breaks my heart.
From the South Florida prison, where she is serving a 25-year sentence for manslaughter, the Susan Lawrence interview right now on TV 20.
She says she's sorry, but that does not change the outcome for Susan Lawrence, the woman she killed, Ajika Owens, a mother of 4.
Lawrence filed an appeal to her 25-year sentence, and we'll have more on that later. A dispute over Owens' children playing too close and too loud to Lawrence's home led Lawrence to shooting Owens through her front door. Lawrence was found guilty of manslaughter and was sentenced last November.
So there wasn't
She's
enough
serving her
evidence for
time at the
anything.
Homestead Correctional Institution
kinda how I was
in
feeling,
South
too.
Florida.
And that's where TV 20's Robert Bradfield sat down with her to talk about her conviction, her apology to Ajika and her family, and what she would have told the jury if she had taken the stand in her defense.
TV 20 did reach out to Ajika's family about this interview, but they declined to comment.
Here's TV 20's Robert Bradfield one-on-one with Susan Lawrence.
I was given 1 hour to interview Susan. None of my questions were given to her in advance. Over this next half hour, you will hear directly from her about why she shot Ajika, the letter she's written to Ajika's children, and what she considers missteps in the investigation. I first want to start here. You were convicted of manslaughter.
Yes.
Sentenced to 25 years.
Yes.
You are 61 now.
Yes.
You might be in your mid-80s before you leave here, or you might not leave here at all. How have you reconciled that?
Day by day, and going to a lot of services, leaning on God, getting into the Word.
Talk to me about that. You attended a church in Ocala, is that right?
Yes.
And you also sang in the choir?
Yes.
So as someone of faith, how did you end up here?
A very unfortunate series of events.
Take me back to June of 2023. What do you know specifically of that day?
I remember the kids screaming and yelling. I had a migraine headache. I was in my bedroom, shut everything down, closed curtains. Everything was dark. And when they finally left, I had to pack up a computer for my work to ship back to the home office. So I wanted to do that, and I didn't realize the children were still outside. There were the 3 boys, and they were very close to my sidewalk, and they had their skates around and stuff. I had fallen over a skate, and I said, guys, pick up your skates. And they were
Let's
like,
go, PJ. I hope
no.
she's in
And I said,
PC either.
kids, pick up your skates and please leave. You're trespassing.
Hope
You know
she's
you're
someone where it's
trespassing.
very loud at,
And
so she can get mad
kid
at them.
said, I'm going to kill you.
See
If I
what she gonna
can't
do
kill
about
you,
it.
I'm going to find someone to kill you. I had called the sheriff's department as soon as he threatened me. And I said, this is insane. This little kid is threatening me. And, you know, just the way he said it made me so uncomfortable. There had been multitude of threats. Prior to that, the children said they would set me on fire. And they took one of the no trespassing signs, set it on fire, and then put it on my porch, and they said, you're next. So when he said this, I'm like, oh my God, you know, it takes a second. Squirt somebody with
This lady. And still no accountability.
some lighter fluid, and they left the lighter fluid with the burnt sign. And I'm thinking, they're gonna set me on fire. So I went back into the house and I called. The first phone call dropped and I had to call him back again. And so I told them what had transpired it was a really horrible connection. And they just said, wait. So I locked the bottom lock and I waited. Next thing I know, I had to go to the bathroom, so I quick went.
Where was the sign at? Where was the light fluid at in front of the door? You racist liar. Psychopathic liar. Because I get everything else you are. A racist. An evil woman. And you're also a psychopath, because a psychopath acts very violently on top of a mental disorder.
To the bathroom. I had put my phone down where I left the computer, and I forgot where I put the phone. Banging on the door. I thought, oh my goodness, the cops are here so quick. They must have been in the area. And I said, 1 minute. As soon as I said 1 minute, she went on a tirade, expletives, and just horrible language, screaming at me, pounding on the door so hard. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you need to leave. You're trespassing. You were told not to come here by the sheriff's department. You know you're trespassing. You need to leave. And then she said, I'm going to effing kill you. And I went, oh my God. And she's pounding and she's pounding and she's pounding. And I just, I was terrified.
There was a lot made during trial and even when detectives were interviewing you about the loudness of the pounding, and you had said multiple times, I'm fearful of my life. You still contend that?
Very violent social behavior.
It just made me so, it gave me a panic attack, actually. She was pounding so hard. She had previously done this and had broken my door frame in December of 2022. So I was like, she broke the door frame once. She's going to end up coming through the store.
You then made, though, the conscious decision to go.
Did y'all hear that? A metal door. She broke her door frame by knocking on the door, beating on the door. And this woman full of it.
Into your bedroom and grabbed the gun from your trash can?
Yes.
And you said you couldn't find your cell phone?
Exactly.
So take me back behind the decision then of you going into your bedroom, taking the gun out of the trash can, possibly knowing that you could use it.
Thank you for coming.
You did. You
I
shot
really
once.
appreciate it.
Yes, once. I was aiming for the top left corner of the door, and she pounded so hard that I could hear the frame crack, and it did. It splintered the frame. And when she did that, I went like this, and I pulled the trigger. Because even in my questioning and the police report, I said, I don't remember firing the gun.
How do you fire a gun and you going like this? She said, I went like this and I fired the gun. What? This lady is sick.
Coming up, Susan Lawrence addresses what she considers missteps in the investigation and the proof she says she has that Ajika Owens' children lied about what happened.
Wow. And blaming the kids. PJ said that old battle lack still lying. She's going to jail to hell. She's going from jail to hell. She gonna bust it wide open. She gonna bust it wide open. Yes, indeed. Now you're welcome, Shay. You're welcome.
Susan Lawrence says she was within weeks of moving to a new property when she shot and killed Ajika Owens in the summer of 2023. She talks about that in this portion of the interview, and she answers my question: is Susan Lawrence a racist?
I just know the gun went off, and I heard it. She said, "Ow." And I thought, oh crap, I hit her. And I thought, how in God's green earth did I, aim for that left corner and I hit her? I couldn't figure things out.
Was the upper left corner more of a warning shot?
Yes, absolutely.
So you did not intend to shoot her and hit her?
No, never.
Well, I believe you also testified or told detectives you did.
How do you say you're doing a warning shot? But just a few minutes ago, you said that you didn't even know you had shot the gun. Well, I'm smarter than the fifth grader. You can't fool me, evil Susie. Now, she just said that she didn't even realize she shot the gun. But now she's telling him that she intended for it to be a warning shot in the upper left-hand corner. You know what? I'm kind of glad you did this interview. There's no appeal for you. Appeals is not going to work. Keep talking.
Did not go outside at that moment, but you called 911 again.
Yes.
And you said what?
I told them that I had hit her. I said she was pounding on my door, she was threatening to kill me, and I shot her. And I knew I shot her because she said, ow. And I thought I grazed her somehow. And I couldn't imagine where that shot went. I never even saw the shot. I mean, I was just so terrified. I remember I was shaking, I was crying, it was horrible.
Is Susan Lawrence capable of manslaughter?
No. And I'm so, it just makes me
You're right.
sick what happened.
You was a murderer.
I just never ever thought in a million years this would happen. And
You tried to set that woman up and it backfired.
I mean, I don't know, I can't take it back. I can't replace her. I can't say, I did an apology to the family, and I'm still so sorry. And I know her kids are without a mom, and I know that it's been hard on her mom.
We don't want to hear it.
I know everybody's hurting. I wish I could change things.
Some people have also asked, why not wait for the cops to arrive instead of shooting her?
Because when I called, when the kids said they would set me on fire, the Marion County Sheriff's Department never showed up. I ended up having to go there, show them the sign, show them the lighter fluid days later when I finally had a break in work. So I thought, they can come, they cannot come.
Yeah, I know, PJ.
There might be people, though, that have noisy neighbors. You live on the bottom floor. You might hear the people above you. You might hear kids running down the hall as well. But is that enough to grab a gun from a bedroom?
No, that's not why I grabbed my gun. When she said, I'm going to kill you, I firmly believed she was going to kill me. That's why I grabbed the gun, because she had shouted that at me.
Did you ever consider leaving that neighborhood?
I had sold a horse, got a mortgage, and I was in the process of buying a small place. I wanted out. I didn't want to be there anymore. And it would have closed within a couple weeks.
Why should we listen to you now?
Because I have proof that the children lied. And again, when you're dealing with young children, you know that they're going to make mistakes. He told his mother, I hit him. So I understand when she first came to that door and she was raging, I did not know what happened. I mean, to me, I thought she was having a psychotic break, or she was high on something, or she was just,
No, you was the one with the psychotic
what
break.
is going on here? When I found out he lied to his mom, I'm thinking, she came home from work, she was tired, all she wanted to do was put her feet up, and he tells her, I hit him. When the prosecutor asked the child, where were you hit? He said, oh, she never hit me. That's in his testimony. And the prosecutor knew he dropped the charges for assault battery. Then the children lied about their location. He said he was right next to his mother when she was shot. He was 60 feet away at the mailboxes.
Do you think that there were any missteps in the investigation?
Oh, yes, many.
How does she know where he was if she was behind that metal door? How does she know where the little boy was?
I think once those children had said that it was a racial matter, they're like, oh my God, she's a racist. And that's just not true.
And you are?
I was married to a Middle Eastern man who was Muslim. My nephew is part black. I've had black friends since I was 5 years old. I grew up in Passaic, New Jersey, very, very diverse, demographic. And I have black friends here in jail, and I'm like, oh my God.
Did y'all hear what she just
true.
said?
It's emphatically not.
I have black friends, not in life. I have black friends here in jail. Her comeback of not being a racist was she has black friends here in jail. I bet you do. Allegedly, they probably storing your ass. Allegedly.
True.
Susan Lawrence is not a racist.
No, sir. Not at all.
Still ahead, we ask Susan Lawrence about her decision not to take the stand in her defense, and if race played a part in her decision to fire her gun. Susan Lawrence says on advice from her attorney, she should not take the stand. She says she regrets that decision, and she explains what she would have told the jury.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's such a lose-lose situation. No one's won. No one. It's just, like I said, it was a horrific series of events, and just like if anything could have possibly gone wrong, it went wrong.
If you had an opportunity to go back and you were reliving this moment in real time again, what would you do differently?
I was supposed to go out earlier in the evening, and I said, no, I really don't feel well. I would have left. It's tearing me apart. I killed someone. At the end of the day, she's not here anymore. Her kids don't get her. She misses
my best friend
all the events in their lives, weddings, graduations, all that other stuff. And her kids are going to miss her.
Do you think there might be a time where you might want to sit down and write to them?
I have written to them. I've taken a restorative justice class. So we've been working on our letters.
Have you sent it to them?
I don't know if I can. So I would have to get information if I can send them.
I'm trying to guide my words here, because I can't speak for them. I'm going to speak for myself. You just sat here and called them kids liars. They don't want to hear from you. Let me change it. I wouldn't want to hear from you. You took their mother away. You harassed them on a daily. And all they was doing, and all the evidence proves that they was never on your property. They was in a common field that you had no say-so in, being kids. Why would they want to hear from you? And even after you've been held accountable, you sit here in this chair and you blame them for lying.
Talk to me now also about the trial. Were you satisfied with your defense team?
No.
Why?
My attorney said, I strongly recommend you do not testify. And had I testified, I could have told them when she broke the doors. And that was the one thing that the jury got hung up on. And I had 2 other witnesses who would have corroborated, you know, we knew the door was broke, and they were never called.
He said he strongly
And the door being
advised.
broken,
You could have
contend
testified if you wanted to.
that she could have easily gotten in?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because the actual frame of the door was not solid.
You regret not taking the stand?
Yes.
Which then could have opened you up to cross-examination, but at the same time, you would have been able to tell your side of the story.
Exactly.
Have you had a discussion with the defense attorney regarding that decision?
It was very brief and terse.
Terse, what'd you say?
I told her it was reprehensible that she gave me the warning.
Was there a time during trial that you thought that you might be found guilty or not guilty?
I honestly did not know what was going to transpire.
You, I think it was at sentencing, after you had sat down, you had put your hands on the table and put your hands in your face. What were you thinking in that moment?
I've made such a huge mistake. That's all I kept thinking is, oh my God.
You also at sentencing talked about your past, including surgeries, and if we can maybe discuss this about sexually being abused. Do you think that played a part in who you are now?
Yes. The fear factor. She acted like my father, and it just triggered that. I felt like a child who was going to get beat, and my father was very brutal. I mean, he put me in the
Maybe because
hospital.
you was acting like a child.
You know, and it wasn't fun. And when the
There's no remorse or
prosecution said,
accountability.
oh, you
I
could have
agree.
locked the door, my father kicked in more doors than I can count. And if we were under the bed, he would flip the beds over and grab us. So to me, there was no safe place.
Our viewers may be watching this saying, why are you giving her an opportunity to speak? And again, for that, you would say what?
Because I want the truth to come out. I just want people to know the truth, that I am not a racist, that I did not do this on purpose. This was not, you know, a premeditated thing. I had no animosity for this woman.
You say no animosity, but police had been called to your place numerous times before. We have the body camera video too.
14 times.
There's got to be
in
some
years.
animosity.
I try not to hold it against a person. You know, I've made my fair share of mistakes, and I wouldn't want somebody to retain anger against me. You know, like I said, we all have bad days. Just get over it and move on, because if you hold on to that, your life's going to be miserable.
But some say you did not move on because you grabbed the gun. You had situations with her children before. Was this a lapse of judgment in your part by taking the gun?
I, honest to God, thought she was going to kill me. And it was fear. It was fear. I feared for my own safety.
Do you think this case also revolved around race? And what do you say to those who say this was a white woman who shot a black woman?
I'm so very sorry. That's how it happened. I'm white, she's black. You cannot pick how you are born. You know, it's just, it is what it is. But it was not because she was a black woman. It's because she said, I'm going to kill you.
Look at that smile.
Coming up next, the status of Susan Lawrence's appeal as Ajika Owens' family focuses on a nonprofit to help families impacted by gun violence.
Thinking she had up here, she just ruined it during this interview.
We're wrapping up Robert's Susan Lawrence interview, and we're joined by Robert now. Robert, you reached out to Ajika's family as well as the state attorney's office. What kind of response had they given you about this interview?
Well, I can tell you the state attorney's office did send us a statement, and they told us specifically they did not call the children as witnesses during this trial. They also did not introduce any of the children's deposition testimony as evidence, and that was something also that Susan said she found that they lied on their depositions as well. She takes issue with that. We also reached out to the public defender during Susan Lawrence's trial. She says she has no comment. And again, Ajika's family also told us they did not want to respond to this interview, but we did hear from her mother after Susan's sentencing. That was November of last year, telling us the apology Susan gave during that sentencing was not sincere.
Susan's apology was a last-ditch attempt to save herself. It wasn't sincere. She never showed remorse.
Robert, Ajika's family did start a nonprofit to help families cope with losing a loved one to gun violence. Do you have any updates at all on that nonprofit?
Yeah, we did speak with Pamela Dias. That was back in June when she announced this nonprofit as well. Again, she created what's called Standing in the Gap Fund. The goal there is to raise $3.5 million for families impacted by gun
Standing in the
violence
gap.
over the next
I like
5
that.
years. She also explained specifically how she can also be a support system for those families.
It's healing. It relieves some of the stress, of the burden I carry in my heart, knowing that I can be a support system to someone in need, because I know firsthand how it feels. And to know that I am doing something, it's never going to take away the pain or the grief, but it's going to support families where they have one less thing to worry about.
We also want to let you know Susan did file an appeal, but the public defender assigned to her case asked to be removed. So the judge says, Susan, you're going to have to go this alone right now.
Okay, thank you.
Did you know an Isaac?
Yes.
All right. Did Isaac live in your neighborhood?
Yes.
And did you used to live with your dad?
You know what? I think that's enough for Susan. We ain't doing it no more. What you think about the any final thoughts on it? I dropped the link if there's anybody out there want to hit the link and talk about this case. I'll be honored to hear. I'm one of them ones myself that, just like Chevy said, 25 years for her, it's pretty much a life sentence. So she'll be 80 plus. If she makes it out. She got a whole lot of time to be with her black friends that she have in jail. In prison. But you never mentioned that she had any in real life. Only in prison. Have everybody here watched the movie? I'm most definitely watching it. I haven't watched it yet. Because I know sometimes when they do these movies, they put in like fillers and stuff. Like movies not always like, the real facts. So I went to look at it last night. Like I said, nah, let me cover the story first. You know what I'm saying? I want the ones to be watching the movie like, nah, that didn't happen. Why they put that in there? You know what I'm saying? So justice don't always come the way we want it. Especially the way the family want it. But I think the prosecution and the judge got this one right. And she can kiss a appeal goodbye. Yeah, but that stand your ground law gets real, real tricky. It didn't help her though. No comments on the case? No comments? Sherry said I watched it court. I'm like, did she mean cry? I did cry my eyes out. That's what Shell said earlier in here. She said she couldn't finish watching it because she was crying. Man, I'm gonna watch it. If I gotta cry, I gotta cry. Just hearing them kids outcry when they found out that their mother didn't make it pulled at my heartstrings. It's sad. Mm, 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 mm. Well, once again, I'm gonna watch it. Probably gonna get off here now and watch it. Or should I say until I fall asleep, but I pick back up on it. Most definitely on my to-do list for the weekend. And maybe come back and do a recap on the movie. Mm, mm, mm. Let me ask you this, Chevy. How much did the movie match with the facts that we saw here today and some of the stuff that you seen prior? Do you think they did a pretty good job with the movie to match the facts and or evidence that we saw here tonight or this morning? How did Netflix do? And I want to do the family get a portion of that. For them telling their story. Did Netflix do the family justice? Man, you got 4 kids how to grow without their mama behind. Behind them being kids. Oh, Chevy said it was a documentary they used a lot of clips. Oh, okay. So it's not in movie format. Okay. Okay, the only thing they didn't cover was the trial. Hmm. Oh yeah, that all made sense because I looked at the date up there, like the trial just happened What? Last month? No, it was November 2024. Okay. Mm. Well, please, if you're in here, you haven't hit the like button, please take the time to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a hater. That we over here at Old Boys Corner doing true reactions, having grown-up conversations. And if you're looking for a place where you can view your opinions and not be judged, this is the place to be. It's the grown-up section. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Whether you drop down or not, just by being here, hitting that like button means a lot. Just by watching means a lot. And it's greatly appreciated. And I really appreciate it. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. And we see what happens when the law actually works. When justice actually comes to fruition. And I think it did in this situation. So shout out to Florida for getting this one right. We know there's many of them that in many states, they don't get it right. But they got this one right. So shout out to them. Yeah, last November. All right, well, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Real talk. Remember, just a small town country boy with big city dreams. This is your boy, Old Boy, signing out. South Carolina. Let's go. Good night and good morning, Chevy. Good night and good morning, PJ, to you as well. Everyone, let's have a blessed week on purpose.